Okay, we're going to do a short version of this year. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition. Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of our Skype Shiur. Thank you again to Meir Gabay and to Jonari for arranging this Shiur. Special thank you tonight to Ohad Adun and family for hosting tonight's event and providing a nice dinner for the Talmidim. Hashem should bless him and rob bracha in his house.
Amen.
With Shefa for hosting the Shiur Torah Yomod Eschoto Lo V'Leishto. Bezrat Hashem should build the family Beit Ne'eman B'Yisrael Lo Bracha in the home.
Amen. Big mazal tov to your sister.
Sorry?
A big mazal tov to your sister Odelia getting married.
So I'd like to dedicate tonight's Shiur firstly to Refuah Shlema for Rivka Bat Shaina, Gabriel Naomi Bat Malka, and Elisheva Bat Sheva Bat Rifa. And a special dedication tonight, wish mazal tov to my sister Odelia and her Khatan, Daniel, getting married this week on Thursday. Everyone's invited in the Ramada Hotel, Jerusalem, Chuppah, 6 o'clock. And we wish them to build the Beit Ne'eman B'Yisrael, Binyan Adiyad.
Amen.
So, very exciting parasha, Chayei. A lot of things to learn from this week's parasha. Maybe we'll just start off just something with personal favorite. If you'd like to turn to page 59 in the Chumash, Chayei Sarah. So we're just going to start off with the first pasuk. Vayu Chayei Sarah, 100 shana, 20 shana, 7 shanim, shnei Chayei Sarah. So this is a classic. We need to see the first Rashi in the Torah. The Meir B'Chavod or Ma'or B'Chavod. First Rashi, pasuk Aleph.
לכך נכתב שנה בכל כלל וכלל לומר לך שכל אחד נדרש לעצמו בת קוף כבת כף לחטא מה בת כף לא חטא שהרי אינה בת עונשין אף בת קוף בלא חטא ובת כף כבת זין ליופי.
Yeah, so let's just, Rashi makes an observation. Rashi has a question in the pasuk. What does the pasuk say? Chayei Sarah 100 shana ו20 shana ו7 shanim. What's the question? What's Rashi asking?
Why not say just 127?
Oh, just play it straight. Why are you splitting out?
Yeah.
What's Rashi's answer?
She was when she was 100 old. She was like 20 years old for the
the sin life had like
when she was 100 she was like 20. When she was 20 she was like 7
just
to show how
righteous
to purify. She was
exactly, excellent. So Rashi is telling you she was pure from sin. Purity of sin that she had at the age of 100, like the purity of 20. And we know about kafla onshin, onish b'dei shamayim, is only after the age of 20. And but like she was at the age of 20, patur and pure from the onish, so she was at the age of 100, which is quite an achievement. And what does it mean, bat chaf ke bat zayin leyofi? In beauty. So what does that mean? Bat kaf ke bat zayin leyofi.
When she was 20, she was 7 years old, like how you say zakah, Shiur and
zakah is complexion.
Complexion. Rashi doesn't say complexion and Rashi doesn't say purity. Rashi says yofi. What does it mean? Bat chaf ke bat zayin leyofi. Right, literally means in her beauty she was at the age of 20 like she was at the age of 7. Now, what's difficult to understand about that?
Because Ray said she was like 100 when she was 20.
No, that's with regard to sin, below chet.
But what I don't understand is how come Rashi refers to her beauty? So even Avraham in the previous parasha referred to her beauty only in a very specific context, and even then it's like he almost apologized that he mentioned it. So how come the Rashi referred to beauty?
The Torah is really just
One second. I like this question. Gilad asked an excellent question, and I like it. And in fact, I'm going to add it to this year. I'm going to make it my question now. I'm going to ask him, what do I care about her beauty? I'm talking about Tsadeket, Chayei Sarah. Okay, so she happened to be a very beautiful woman. But why am I interested about that? Timing in the funeral, in the ceremony, Tzadikat, there's a lot of good things and qualities you want to mention about Sarah. Talk about how beautiful she was at the age of 20 or at the age of 7. Doesn't seem irrelevant. There's got to be some lesson we need to be learning from that.
We need to go
so that is question number 1.
To Eshet Chayei.
Well, so is it because he made because when Hashem made her young again last year, when the angels came?
Nachon, it's true. So what are you asking? Are you answering or are you asking?
Both.
No, it's a good point. I'll make an observation. Rashi's literal translation means she was beautiful at the age of 20 as she was at the age of 7. Okay, now normally a beautiful woman.
The question is, what does the Midrash say anything about what Sarah did when she was 7? Is there any difference?
This is that she lived for 127 years, and Rashi's telling us we're breaking up the pasuk into the age of years to teach us a different lesson. That she didn't change from the age of.
The only thing that is unusual is the 7. Normally, the Midrash would say she.
What's unusual? What's unusual about 7?
No. If you look at the previous parasha and throughout the Torah, so normally you would expect to see she lived 27 years and 100 years. That's how the Torah normally says.
Okay.
It mentioned the age. So the only exception here is the 7.
No, not only that. There's another thing, because it says Shana. Mea Shana, Esrim Shana, V'Sheva Shanim. You could just say Mea V'Esrim V'Sheva Shanim. It's both superfluous. There's 2 things. There's 2 extra words of Shana. I just want to draw your attention to the second question. First question was Gilad, why do we care about her beauty? Second question I want to say is, what's more beautiful, a 20-year-old or a 7-year-old? Okay, 20. Normally, that... What?
20 because
depends for who.
20 depends for who.
In Belgium.
No, for a father is when she's 7.
Okay, for 7 it's the most beautiful thing. But the girl is the same as for a boy. But we take the beauty of a woman, and the beauty of a woman is the age of 20. Everyone wants to marry a 20-year-old. Not really people want to marry a 7-year-old. And also at the age of the 20, that's when she becomes a woman and she gets her beauty of a woman at the age of 20. And here, it doesn't say at the age of 7 she was beautiful like 20. It says when she was 20, she was beautiful like the age of 7. And first very bothering question is Gilad's question, why do we care about this? But the second question doesn't really make sense. It's the order is reversible. Maybe you could say at the age of 100 she was beautiful like the age of 20. No, that would make sense.
In terms of why we would care,
that would make sense. And if you would say maybe at the age of 7 she had the beauty of the age of a young woman at the age of 20, maybe that would make sense. But here it just says it's so strange. At the age of 20 she was like the age of 7 to Yofi. I'm just going to take Meir's comment, and then I want to share with you beautiful idea.
In terms of why we would care, we would care because it's not such a chidush that she was Tsadeket, that was sniut, if we say she grew very old and didn't have much beauty. But now that we know that she had lots of beauty and she's like, even whatever it might mean, it's clearly supposed to be beautiful. The fact that she was a Tsadeket and sniut, with that means it's a lot more greater.
Okay, so you're saying that she wasn't just like an ugly tzadeket, yeah? She was a very good-looking, pretty tzadeket, and she had the big midah of tzniut. So that's 100% true, and it's also a good introduction for my next for my answer. I heard this answer from Rav Eli Mansour, and he said beautifully. He said Rashi doesn't say that her yofi didn't change. He says he called bat kaf bat zayin le yofi is her attitude to beauty. Okay. What age is a woman concerned about her makeup or her dress, her shoes and her jewelry, about the way she looks? What age is that concerned? Then you see when she gets up to the age of 20, and then she started looking at how she's dressing and making up. So you see, Sarah, she didn't care about her external beauty. She's like a 7-year-old, she puts on a skirt, gets dressed, and she's out. But a 20-year-old, matching a handbag, matching shoes, matching a hairband, everything has to be matching, and everything that looks good, and all into her looks. But Sarah, in her tzniut, and the way that she cared about her yofi, that was like a 7-year-old. I don't know, maybe nowadays things are different. Maybe now 7-year-olds more into how they're dressing. And I know my 4-year-old is very careful how she dresses. But the way with Sarah, he said that's more important than her tzniut. Now, I want to share with you a very interesting midrash. This is the introduction for the midrash about Rabbi Akiva. And it's very comforting for me. Let me just share with you. Esther Rabbah. Rabbi Akiva היה יושב ודורש. Rabbi Akiva was giving a shiur. Can you imagine Rabbi Akiva giving a shiur? And you're not going to believe what it says in the midrash. Gilad's smiling, he knows what's coming next. No? You know this midrash? You're not going to believe it. What happened in the shiur of Rabbi Akiva? היה יושב ודורש. והיה העם מתנמנמים. The students were falling asleep in the shiur of Rabbi Akiva. Like, can you imagine? I couldn't believe it, right? Can you imagine you're sitting in the shiur, Rabbi Akiva, the greatest Talmid Chacham of all generations of all time, and people are falling asleep in his shiur. So this is unbelievable. Like, it's very comforting for me, if you think Rabbi Akiva can have people falling asleep in his shiur, so, if someone's falling asleep in my shiur, okay, that's I can take that. Already something else. But Rabbi Akiva, how can you fall asleep in his shiur? But that was a fact. People fell asleep in his shiur. So what did he do? The Midrash says, Bikesh le'oreran. He wanted to wake them up. So how do you wake up the Talmidim? You pour them maybe a drink, maybe you tell them a joke, funny story. But Rabbi Akiva had a different method. And he asked them a question. And he brought down for Shefer, להלהיב לב החושקים לעלות ולחוז בסנסיני החוכמה. ולחשב מחשבות, אולי יהיו עתידים לחדש כמותו, ישמח לב התלמידים. He asked them a question, and he said like this: how many countries did Esther המלכה reign over?
127.
Again?
127.
אחשוורוש.
127 מדינה.
מהודו ועד כוש.
Mahod ועד Kush, exactly. So, what does that remind you of, that number?
What's there?
Would you ask?
What does it remind you of, the number?
Oh, 127.
The age.
The age of Sarah.
Yeah, so there is a connection between between Esther and Sarah. It's something we talked about in the past when I read something about it. But it's like
so that Rabbi Akiva, he says, listen, look at this observation. This is how he wakes up his Talmidim. Esther, 127 countries. Sarah, she lived for 127 years. So what's the connection? And then the Midrash, I think that's the end of the Midrash.
And then they wake up, all the students wake up.
Yeah, and everyone's like, wow. And then that cracked it out. Yeah. I never tried that in a shiur actually, but maybe it's an idea. So, first of all, just to make an observation, he said, what was the connection between Sarah and Esther? So, can anyone make any analogy between Esther and Sarah? Let me just say, the Midrash says, Marata Esther shetamlich al kaf zayin medinot.
Rabbi, can you just...
Esther בת ביתה של שרה, שחייתה קוף כף זין שנים, ותמלוך על קוף כף זין מדינות.
Rabbi, could we just tip the camera down a little bit?
So their modesty if you want.
A bit higher.
Okay, thank you. So, the modesty, where do we see the modesty in Sarah, and where do we see the modesty in Esther?
When the Malachim asked Abraham, where is your wife? So he said in the tent. So that's one.
Well, and Esther?
In the Neshek, in the party.
She refused to...
That was Vashti.
No, that's not. She refused to. Well, it's a midrash.
No, gone.
She didn't. She refused to actually be with.
Oh, so okay, that's one. But she didn't want to be with the king. Yeah, so think about this. I'm going to make another analogy. Sarah was captured by the king of Paro. She was taken by the king, and Esther was also taken by the king. Achashverosh against their will. So they were both taken by kings against their will. They both had the nisayon, a test not to be with the king, and they both had tremendous tzniut, and they were Musa Nefesh for the tzniut, and they both did it to save the husband. Sarah did it to save her husband Abraham, and Esther did it to save also Am Yisrael. And just like Sarah didn't tell the king Paro that Abraham is her husband, also Be'en Esther Magedet, Esther did not tell about Abraham Avinu, about Mordechai that he was her uncle. לא גילתה until there was a nest, until the Paro saw there was a nest that happened, and then that's where Sarah told him that he's my husband, and also the same thing with Esther. So you see, there's a direct analogy, and I would like to make this point as well. You say Maseh Avot Kiman Labanim. Everyone has Zchut Avot, right? Esther, she wasn't the only descendant, only daughter of Sarah. So how come it was Esther that merited 127 provinces? She had other descendants, Miriam, Abigail. There's not a shortage or amount of the descendants of the daughters of Israel. But why is Esther? And you see direct correlation because Esther continued in the midah of the character trait of Sarah. Because she followed in her tzniut. She had the same, nisayon, the same test as Sarah. She would stand the test of Sarah, and that's how she merited the zchut of Sarah to 127 countries. Does that make sense? That means everyone in Am Yisrael has zchut avot. We all have, we always say Elokei Abraham, Elokei Yitzchak, Elokei Yaakov. All of us, every Jewish person has 3 avot to have zchut avot. But what makes us, or make one person have more zchut avot than the other? If you follow in the way of the avot, and you follow in their footsteps, and you behave like them, and when you have a nisayon, you withstand, then you already direct, not only have a zchut for your own nisayon, but like it doubles up, you get the rollover, and you get the sequel to the zchut of the avot of Simon, and that's what Esther got. So that is one lesson to learn from here. I want to show you the beautiful idea I saw from the Khatam Sofer. I heard this in Yeshiva. My Mashgiach told me the story. He said, how was the Rabbi Akiva trying to wake up the Talmidim? Okay, it's a nice, interesting idea, 127 years, countries. But what's the point of this? He said, listen, do the maths, okay? 127 countries, 127 years. So 1 year is worth?
1 year, 1 country.
1 country, excellent, okay. So how much is 1 month worth? If it's 12 months, it's a whole country.
I know.
So 1 month is maybe worth a city.
Divide by 12.
A city, right? So let's say you got 12 cities in a country. What is a big city? What's a week? A week is maybe a small village. Yeah, a week, you got a few villages, makes a city. That's a week.
Yeah.
How much is a day? A day, maybe in a neighborhood, a shchuna. How much is an hour? An hour maybe, a few streets or houses. Right? How much is a second? So the second could be a whole building. So he's telling his Talmidim, Rabbi Akiva, he said, look, Sarah Mendu, 1 second is worth a building. How can you fall asleep in this shiur? 1 second is worth a building. Look at that. Every second is precious. You don't want to waste it. So that's how you got the children to wake up. And you remember, you see, Chayei Sarah, she lived her whole life about every second, every day, every minute, every time. And now is how she got the years.
But how does it fit with the previous parasha where, it's not a simple character, right? And the pshat doesn't describe Sarah in a very positive light. So, she had some,
Oh, then
issues.
Do you want to explain your question? You want to explain your question?
Why? Obviously it's Sarah Imenu, but you understand.
Well, with Hagar?
Yes, with Hagar.
Hagar. Okay, so we saw first
With
of all.
Hagar, she was right 100%. Even Hashem said that.
Yeah. So first of all, even thank you, Ad. Hashem told Abraham, "Nishma b'kol Sarah," and everything she did was Hashem Shamayim. And the whole reason that she allowed Hagar in the first place was that she would be able to have children, but in order that she should honor her husband, humble herself, and respect her. And when she sent Ishmael away, that was all for purpose of Hashem Shamayim. And the pasuk testifies to that, to Sarah being righteous. But the lesson for us is to use our whole life and every minute how valuable it could be. So that I thought was a very important lesson worthwhile to mention.
Oh no, maybe not now. That's fine.
Okay, so we're already running out of time for the shiur.
No, inshallah. We'll be here till tomorrow.
What? Huh?
No.
Okay. Maybe Tony, we're going to skip a little bit to the episode of Abraham Zaken Baba Yamin. And it's quite exciting for me because that's the parasha you read on Shabbat Chatan, and this week we have a Shabbat Chatan in our family. So So that's going to be exciting. Looking forward to see Ohad on Shabbat
Yeah, בעזרת השם.
and the wedding. ואברהם זקן בא בימים השם ברכת אברהם בכל.
איפה אנחנו?
פסוק א', פרק...
Yeah, sorry, page 61. Page 61, look at in the middle of the page, פסוק א', פרק כ"ד.
ד'.
ואברהם זקן בא בימים.
פסוק?
א'.
והשם ברך את אברהם בכל. And Hashem blessed Abraham with everything. With everything. And this is the time when he remembers, okay, let's get my son married. Okay, I'm going to share with you an idea over here. אברהם זקן בא בימים, והשם ברך את אברהם בכל. What does it mean Hashem ברך את אברהם בכל? He was blessed with everything. So first of all, you see the same Zaken Baba Yamin, what does that mean? He fulfilled everything in his life, right? All his days were accounted for. That's Baba Yamin. When you've got a purpose for every day, you wake up in the morning, what do I need to do today? What's my main purpose today? When a person dies, then, no one thinks, oh, should have spent more hours in the office, should have spent more time working. What's really all your life is worth for? Maybe just add in a point over here about Zaken. Avraham Avinu made a special tefillah. Do you know what his tefillah was? Very unusual tefillah.
באברהם זקן בא, ואברהם גם זקן. נו, זה התפילה, we say in the שבת חתן.
Yeah, but what was Abraham's tefillah? Abraham made a request. היה לו בקשה מהקדוש ברוך הוא. unusual בקשה. What did he ask for? No one else asked for this in history.
To find a wife.
Yeah, that's true. But Medrash tells us something else. Medrash says that Abraham asked to be recognized in old age. Zikna. He said, I want people to recognize him because Abraham had a son, Yitzchak. Yitzchak was identical copy of Abraham. Right, the cluster panav was dome to Abraham Avinu. We'll see that next week, Parashat Toldot. Be'ele Toldot Abraham Yitzchak. He looked exactly like him. So everyone was confused. Because you want to speak to Abraham and you just bump into Yitzchak, you think he's Abraham. You start speaking to Yitzchak. And you want to speak to Yitzchak, you start speaking to Abraham.
But they have 100 years between them.
They had exactly 100 years between them. Excellent observation. But in that time, everyone didn't age. Everyone looked exactly the same. And when they reached adulthood, so as an adult, you look your adult. You don't see difference in ages, right? I don't know if animals, maybe an elephant. Can you tell an elephant at the age of 20 or the age of 70? Once you reach adulthood, you look like an adult. But humans, thanks to Avraham Avinu, we get white hairs. Maybe we lose hair. We get wrinkles. A person looks old, right? So Avraham Avinu made that request, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu accepted that request. And he let Abraham become old. And that's why Abraham is Zaken Baba Yamin. Now, even though everyone thinks, okay, why did Abraham do that? Yeah, maybe because he had a personal issue about his son, people get confused. But listen, I can just write a name tag on myself and I'm fine. I don't even look like my son, or maybe I don't even have a son. Why do I have to get white hairs and go bald because of Abraham Avinu? Interesting question. This is my own question, original. But I think this is actually a tremendous benefit. Avraham Avinu didn't do it for personal benefit for his time. And he's also thinking about the future for everybody. And especially when our life, when we're all busy and we have our own families and we're trying to support or try and get the family to flow, we can lose sometimes our focus on what's really important in life. And Hashem has a chesed and reminds us, when we look in the mirror and we see, okay, I've got more white hairs in my head, or in my bed I've got more white hairs, or I'm losing my hair, or I'm getting wrinkles. It's like you got a time clock to remind you every day. Listen, I need to spend more time in the Bet Midrash. Yeah, maybe less time in the office, more time learning, or more time with my family, or I should be more productive with my time, focusing, doing on the right things. Make sure I'm looking after my health properly. Make sure I'm managing what's really important. And that's the chesed that Hashem did for a person. That you realize when you're aging. It's not like you're 20. 50 years later, suddenly you wake up, you're 70. And your life is gone. So, Hashem gives you this, like a guideline. You can see, your time is moving on. And, make sure that you're utilizing your time and improving your time better. And that's, I think, one of the big chesed Hashem did for us by giving us the zikna. That's Avraham Zaken Baba Yamin. That he made use of all his days until the end of his days. Hashem berechet Avraham bakol. So I want to share with you over here a beautiful Eben Ezra. You know what bakol means?
Bakol in everything.
Everything. So Rabbeinu Bachai, listen to this. Rabbeinu Bachai says, Hashem berechet Avraham bakol. Thank you. Aleh Pshat. I'm reading from the Rabbeinu Bachai. Finish b'chol davar. Okay, just 1 second, I'll be excused. I apologize for that emergency interruption. The Rabbeinu Bachai says, that was a mitzvah that no one else could do and I had to do it. Klomar shaya shalem bakol. So right, I said everything. Listen, Rabbeinu Bachai, what does that include? What is bakol? Ba'osher, in wealth. B'nechasim, assets. B'kavod, in honor. B'orech yamin, long life. En chaser lenafsho mikol, asher yitavet. He wasn't lacking anything. Rak shireh banim lebanav. He had children, he had sons, he had daughters. And he just wanted to see grandchildren. And that's why he asked his servant to marry off his son, to go find a bride for his daughter. So why am I mentioning this, Rabbeinu Bachai? Avraham Avinu was very heavily rich. Very rich. That means Berech Hashem Bakol. And I found a Dad Zakenim. Dad Zakenim was one of the Baalei Tosfot in Europe. And you know what he says? B'schut, why? What was the schut of Avraham Bakol? B'schut, what did he merit that he was so rich?
He's been promised.
Again?
He's been promised. Hashem promised him to get everything that he will have.
What did Hashem promise him? V'senecha me'avtecha, v'secha legoy gadol, v'varacha v'gadela shemecha. Doesn't say rich. But you're right, he says you'll be blessed. Look up, I'm going to give you a clue. Look at Perek Yudaled, Pasuk Chaf. Let me make it easy for you. Page 35. Page 35. Look at Pasuk Chaf. Or maybe start from מלכי צדק מלך שלם, הוציא לחם ויין והוא כהן לאל עליון. וברכו כולם לאל עליון, פני שמיים וארץ. ברוך כן עליון השם מגן צריך בידיך וייתן לו מעשר מכל. בכבוד, what's your idea, Gilash?
So I think that the fact that he say so he made it very clear. So he said michud v'atzro chnal. So actually, he declared very explicitly where the wealth is coming from, and his refusal to get anything from anyone else. So to make sure that there aren't any confusion about the source of wealth or his wealth.
Okay, but how are you explaining? We're asking why did Abraham merit to have wealth?
So he gave Maaseh to the Kohen.
Oh, excellent. Where did you see that?
So Malki Tzedek is
But exactly, that's what I wanted you to say, Meir. Exactly. This is actually the Dad Zakenim. Dad Zakenim says because Vayiten lo Maaser Mikol. Avraham Avinu gave Maasot. He said B'schut Maaser K'dechtiv Vayiten lo Maaser Mikol. That's how he became rich. Vayivech Avraham Bakol. And we've spoken about this a few times in the Shiur. He said B'chaluni na bazot. That person. It said, please test him in Maaser Aser Ta'aser B'shvil Shetitasher. They're giving Maasot of your money to charity. Sometimes it seems like a lot. But if you realize that Hashem is giving you the money, and you're just giving 10%, why not? If I offer you £1 million and you just have to give me 100,000, would you do it? It's a good deal. I'll give you $1 million, you give me 100,000. Everyone would go for it, of course. But when I say give 100,000 pounds to charity, you say, listen, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But if you realize where it's coming from, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Maaser. And the secret to giving Maaser is to give it straight away. When as soon as you got £10, give £1, okay, that's easy. Or when you get £100, give £10 away, that's easy. But suddenly, when you come to the end of the month or the end of the year, and you've got a lot of Maasot to give, Baruch Hashem, everyone should have a lot of Maaser, but then it's more difficult when you've got a lot more to give. But this is really the secret. And this is Avraham Zaken Baba Yamim Baruch Ata Avraham Bakol. And this is that Zakeni Bal Tosfot. And it's a Gemara and it's a Pasuk. And if we continue the analogy which we said before with Esther and Sarah, that if you want to marry the Schut of Avot, the Schut of Avraham Avinu, Baruch Ata Avraham Bakol, so you also need to follow in his footsteps. Like Esther followed in the footsteps of Tzniut. So we also need to follow the footsteps of Avraham Avinu. And Veitem Maaser Bakol. From everything to give Maaser, for Kadosh Baruch Hu, for Lomdei Torah, for Beit Knesset, for the Yeshivot, for everything, for the Maaser Tzedakah, all the charities that there is. And then everyone will be blessed, B'ezrat Hashem, for B'zchut Maaser, Avraham Bakol. So, also we say in Birkat Hamazon. Birkat Hamazon is also one of the big sgulot for Parnasah.
So that's what Gilad just said as well.
What did Gilad say? I missed it.
I said that before. Why did he merit to be rich? So Gilad said because he admitted where it was from.
Oh, exactly.
So
when you realize where your money is from, that is also one of the. So when you bless Birkat Hamazon, you go to a fancy restaurant, costs you a lot of money, and you say, or when you go out for dinner, or someone invites you for dinner, he pays you for the dinner. Who do you say thank you to? You thank you to Hashem. Baruch Hashem, you make Birkat Hamazon on the food. And that's a big school of our Shiur. And in Birkat Hamazon we say Bakol Mikol Kol.
No.
Right? Ken Yivarach Otanu. What's the word? Let me get a thing.
So we say yeah.
זה ברכת האורח. ברכת האורח.
לא עם ברכת האורח.
No, we say
כמו שנתברכו אבותינו,
כמו שנתברכו אבותינו, כן לברך אתנו יחד ברכה שלמה, וכן ירצון ואמן.
without ברכת האורח, we say כמו שנתברכו אבותינו, like our fathers were blessed, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, בכל, מכל, כל. כן לברך אותנו יחד ברכה שלמה, ונאמר. What does that mean? It sounds good. Bakol mikol kol, yeah? You make a little song out of it. Bakol mikol kol. What does it mean? Bakol mikol kol. So there's three Avot, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. So one of them, Bakol is Avraham. This is the pasuk we have. Avraham Zaken, Babi Ami, Hashem, Berechet Avraham, Bakol. With everything. What's mikol? So mikol is also what we saw the pasuk of V'yitem Maaser mikol. But there's also a pasuk with Yitzchak Avinu. When Yitzchak was blessed, let me just find it 1 second. Yes, so when Yitzchak blessed Yaakov, he said, "V'achal mikol b'terem avor v'avaracheu, gam baruch yeh." When Yitzchak was blessing Yaakov, it says, V'achal mikol, that Yitzchak ate from all the food, and then he blessed him, Tavo v'avarcho, gam baruch yeh. And with Yaakov, when he met Esav, he says, Ki chanani Eloki, ki yesh li kol. I have everything. So that's Bakol mikol kol. All the four brothers, three fathers, Abraham was blessed Bakol, Yitzchak was mikol, and Yaakov was kol. And that's what we bless. It's like we're blessing ourselves in the schut of Abraham Avinu, and Yitzchak Avinu, and Yaakov Avinu, that we should be blessed. Also with abundance of wealth. And that's maybe another thing to remember next time you're doing Birkat Hamazon. I don't know if you got pasta on the table, it's mezonot. But next time you're doing Birkat Hamazon, or maybe next time you're hosting, maybe something Hamotzi, that you can have the bracha of Birkat Hamazon, of bracha for Parnasah as well.
Next time we bake something.
So maybe moving on quickly, I will just end up with one idea. And this is a beautiful idea, and maybe you can see it as you're reading the Quran on Shabbat.
You start off with one minute.
The idea from the Briskerov. And you see something amazing about the parasha.
You can't stop.
Remember last week we spoke about Avraham Avinu running.
Yeah.
So look at this week's parasha. I want you to read with me. Let's go to page 62.
Sorry.
Okay? Pasuk Yudalet. Now we're going to read like a lot of pasukim together, and I want to make an observation. You got page 62, Pasuk Yudalet. You got it? ויברך הגמלים מחוץ לעיר, and he set down the camels. Right? How many camels did Eliezer take?
10.
10. Why 10?
That's a good question.
מעשר.
Why 10? So 11, he bought 10 for 11 minyan.
כן.
Yeah, you actually think about it. He didn't just take 10 camels, he took also 10 camel riders. And the 10 camel riders with him, so he would have done minyan, so he could do the barachot properly for the kiddushin and to do also for his tefillah. ויברך הגמלים מחוץ לעיר, אל באר המים, לעת ערב. Look, he parked his camels. There's a camel car park outside the ear. Outside the city was the car park for the animals, for the camels. Late Erev. What does it mean late Erev?
The beginning of the evening.
Excellent. Just before the evening. End of the day. Now pay attention. It's best. Vayomer Hashem. Vayomar, and this is what Eliezer says. Before he starts, let me just mention this. We're now talking about shidduch over here. This is how the shidduch is done. And everyone wants to marry off his children or get married. This is the way we do it. How does Eliezer start off? He has got, he's finding now a marriage partner for the wealthiest, most popular, most honorable man, maybe at the time, was Avraham Avinu. Even the king of Egypt wanted his daughter to be a Pelegesh of Avraham. And he has a document saying that all his wealth is going to be inherited by his son, and whoever marries is his son. So it's like quite an easy thing to do. You can just walk in, okay, give me the best girl in the family, best girl in the city, and that's it, that's game over. It's easy, there's no like persuading to be involved, right? I'm sure anybody would love to give his daughter. In fact, it says that the three great people of the generation, Aner Mamre, Valon, they all had daughters, and they all wanted Abraham's son. Eliezer also had a daughter, and he also wanted Abraham's son. Everybody wanted Abraham's son. So it's like an easy no-brainer. Any idiot can come and do it. You don't need to be something special.
True.
So my question is, why over here you see before he starts, right? He's already starting with Hashem Elokei Adoni Abraham. He does a tefillah. Why do you need tefillah? Just try. If you get stuck, take out your Tehillim and ask Hashem for help.
Because that's what Avraham told him.
Well,
No, I think he did it by
appreciate the
himself.
question, Gilad, over here.
Yeah,
It's something super easy to do. It's like you just walk in, who's the best girl?
so that is the two ways of looking at it.
You got
So
well. So I'm asking, why do you need to start off with a prayer? Pray when you get stuck, you need help. Okay, to ask Hashem for help.
You need to pray for everything. And they all look good. It doesn't know it doesn't matter who looks good. It matters who is suitable for Yitzchak. He doesn't look for the nicest one, the richest one, the prettiest one.
Yeah, absolutely odd. Absolutely. But I'm saying, what's the challenge over here? What's the challenge? I'm saying, if you need to make a cup of coffee, okay? So you're going to make a tefillah, Hashem, please, I don't spill the milk, and to get the milk from the fridge. You go, you make a coffee, you drink it. Here's like a straightforward, easy thing. He's told where to go.
Yeah, but that's really tremendous. That's tremendous.
Achashverosh, when he wanted to choose a wife, he went, he was the king, he looked at all the girls, one by one. It was a quick, easy thing, and he got Esther. So why here you make a big deal? You come in.
It looks very passive, Eliezer, in that case, because he he give away all his opinion, all himself. He give away to Hashem. Said, I can't choose. It's not my place. So basically, what he's doing is asking Hashem to just give him the girl that he needs to bring with him. I mean, like
why? Gilad's got answer. We want to hear Gilad.
How would Gilad?
Because we know that Hashem is mitzvah zivugim. That's what Hashem does, and I think that's a tremendous act of acknowledgement. That he realizes it. He understands that he's not getting confused by all the money brought with him and all the external thing. He understands that actually it's in the hands of God to find the right shidduch. And also Avraham told him.
Yeah, what do you mean Avraham told him?
A few psukim before, he said, Hu ishlach malacho lefanecha.
Oh, very good. Hu ishlach, yes. But he doesn't say you need to pray.
Hu ishlach.
No, you're right. He said that Hu ishlach, but he doesn't say you need to pray. But I want to just say over here, this is the beginning and the end of the whole parasha of Shidduchim. And Shidduch is otiyot Shin Yud Daled. Shin Yud Daled is otiyot Shin Daled Yud, right? Shin Daled Yud is Shin, and Vav Chaf is 26. That's Yud Kei Vav Kei. So it's Hashem from beginning to end is Hashem. Shidduch, the first three letters is the name of Hashem. The second two letters is Chav Vav, also the name of Hashem. From the beginning to end, Shidduch is Hashem. Akol min hashamayim and akol tefillah. And there's many stories. I've got my chavruta for many years in Kolel. He was unmarried, him and his three brothers, over the age of 30. I don't know, 32, 34, 30, I don't know, 6. And very, religious family, yeshivish family, where everyone gets married at the age of 20 to 24, and there was 10 years later still unmarried. And everyone was saying to them, listen, you're too fussy, you missed your zivug, I was saying, people say horrible things. So they went to Reb Chaim Kanievsky, the gadol, or the great of the generation, Reb Chaim Kanievsky. And he said, listen, is it true? Could it be? And he just said, just carry on davening, carry on to pray. Everything's in a tefillah. When you do tefillah, everything can pass. And he said that that's what they did, the three brothers. And within a period of 2 years, they all got married. So all girls which were, first priority, lechatchila, in advance. He didn't take anything else. It's not saying, first for hand girls. And just saying that the whole process of shidduchim is tefillah, emunah in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If it doesn't happen straight away, it happens after a lot of tefillah, and that's what you need, tefillah. Now I still want to share with you a beautiful idea. If you share with me, look in the pasuk. What's his pray? What is he pray for? ויאמר השם אלוקי אדוני אברהם, הקרא נא לפניי היום ועשה חסד עם אדוני אברהם. What does it mean לפניי היום? What's לפניי היום?
Do it to me today.
Today. Okay, today. Listen, I want to get the job done. I need it today. I don't know how long it's going to take, but let's do it quickly. Now look what happens after that. הנה אנוכי ניצב על עין המים. He comes to the water. ובנות אנשי העיר יוצאות לשאוב מים. They come in to draw the water. I'm in pasuk י"ד. This is how he's praying now. והיה אנך אשר אומר עליה הטינה קדך. The daughter which says, the girl which says, bring me your הטינה קדך. Draw your pitcher of water, and she offers me to drink and for my animals, for my camels. That's the proof. You see how kind-hearted she is. That would be the right one for Yitzchak. And that's the end of his prayer. He asked Hashem, please do chesed, give me a sign, show me the right woman which has the character of chesed that she's caring for me, for my camels. And that's the one I'm asking for chesed. Now, pay attention to every word closely. Look at the action and the speed that the whole parasha just speeds up. Pasuk Tedvav. Vayu terem tefila ledaber.
He didn't even finish to say the sentence.
He didn't even finish speaking, and look what happened now. Who comes out? Straight away Rivka comes on the scene. And then והנער הטובת מראה מאוד בתולה ואיש לא ידע ותמלא כדה ותעל. Yud Zayin, Vayirat ha'eved likrata. What does Vayirat mean?
Run.
He's running. Why is he running for?
He doesn't want to waste any time.
He's not wasting time. But look, he's getting excited because he already sees Siyata Dishman. He sees there's already miracle happening. He sees the girl and he says that the water.
He learned from Abraham.
No, I'm sorry, but what did he see? Because what they say here, ובנות אנשי העיר יוצאות לשאוב מים, and then you see, הנה נערה טובת רבקה. Did you know who Rivka is? Did you see a picture of her? Did you met her before?
Look at Rashi Yud Zayin. Rashi Yud Zayin. ויראת העבד לקראתה. Why did he run?
לפי שראה שעלו המים לקראתה.
Yeah. There was a certain miracle that happened with Rivka. She didn't work hard all the time just to get the water out. She tried to do the mitzvah and she got a special miracle that happened to her. The water was rising towards her. And Eliezer looked at this and said, this is something unusual. I can feel the siyata dishmaya involved. This is a time of et ratzon. If there's a time where there's a miracle happening, I want to seize the moment. And that's why he's not wasting his time. Now look at this. Yudchet. V'tomer shete adoni v'temaher. What's v'temaher?
Rush.
She rushed. She's now rushing back. V'teher kada. Look at pasuk chaf again. V'temaher v'teher kada. And she rushed again to fill up her pitcher again. El shoket, to the water hole. V'tarat od. And she runs again. Vayish mishtahela. Macharish ladat hatzliach Hashem darko. And you see a few times with Tamaher, Vatarat. What's everyone running about for? Why is everyone running?
Well, you see people in the desert, you know they are thirsty, so you want to...
So you see this a few times in Vatarat Na'ara, Vataged, Vayarat. You see the whole time, everyone's running and everyone's busy. So, last week parasha we studied about Abraham, that there was a mitzvah of Achnasat Orchim. And you can see she's very enthusiastic about the mitzvah. And she said, listen, I'm going to do it. And she runs. And that's already you see the character of Avraham Avinu. Right? He identified it, Eliezer, and he said, listen, I've hit the jackpot. This is what I was looking for. This is the girl. You see the chesed. And not only she does chesed, okay, I'll do it. Fine. Just wait, give me a minute. Yeah? Taking time. No, you rushed. She was rushing to do it, and that's how you do chesed. You do it with enthusiasm, with the rushing to do it. Now look at this beautiful. The Brisker Rav, he says, you know why everything was happening in a rush? Because Hashem was answering the tefillah of Eliezer. What did Eliezer ask for?
Today.
Eliezer asked,
Hayom, but it's not
Hayom, today.
And
now
it was already.
It was just about to end the evening. Just about to...
Let Erev. So you got Shkia in about 7 minutes, yeah? And I want it to be today. So everyone's like rushing, you got to wait for Shkia. She's rushing. Terem, he hasn't even finished speaking. I said, okay, I've got to do it today. He hasn't finished speaking already. She's running, he's running, the water's running, everybody's running, and everything's just to get the done on the time. And you just see here the tremendous power of the tefillah. When tefillah is genuine and you really want it, Hashem will do for you. And you see there's miracles with water happening. Everything's running. Everything's like fast forward in this parasha. V'temaher, v'tarat od, and everything is running. All for it to be happen to come true that should be finished today. And I think that's a beautiful lesson that we to learn from this week's parasha. And I'm gonna end off here just because it's running out of time and we're getting late. But we'll just summarize and then we'll take questions after this. What we learned today. So we started off the parasha. I think we lost Gilad. Gilad is still here. So let's just summarize. What did we learn today? We learned in the beginning not to regret when you do Maaseh or mitzvah. Don't let the Yetzer Hara take away the mitzvah from you by regretting it. We said Chayei Sarah. What was her life? So she utilized every part of her life, and she was clean from sin from the beginning of her life to the end of her life, and she didn't care about her beauty like at the age of 7-year-old. That wasn't what she was fussed about. Not about the external beauty. That's not what makes you important. It's not just about looking good. It's about being good. Right? You can, look like a model. But it's more important to be a role model. The people can learn from your character, not be impressed by your external beauty, but about the personality that you have. And that was Chayei Sarah. At the age of 20, at the age of 7, Yofi, that's just external, cosmetic. But what's really important, utilizing it. And about Rabbi Akiva, how he used to wake up his students in the middle of the Shiur. He said, remember Esther, how did she get the 127 countries? Don't waste a second. Don't fall asleep in my Shiur. You want to be usually, and look what you can earn through generations. And we made an analogy between Esther and Sarah, that she was careful about her tzniut, and she wouldn't reveal, and even she was captured by the king, but she did everything to be sought after for her husband. And when we copy the identity of our forefathers, then we merit to their schut. And that was specifically Esther which merited the whole credit for Sarah. Why didn't any of the other ladies? Why doesn't every lady have 127 countries? Because only specifically, if you have that nisayon like their fathers and you follow in their footsteps, then you get the double rollover. You get the bonus. You reward for your action, and you also, as a follow-on from Sarah, you get the rollover, the merit that she got. That's what you get as well. And we explained that same analogy by Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu was Baba Yamim. He also was careful every day of his life. And we said that's why Avraham he asked for zikna, for old age, to recognize when you become old, to recognize that time is running out. I've got more of my hair. Wow, I've got to be very careful. Maybe I'll wake up a bit earlier and do my tefillah properly, so I use my day better, or spend more time with what's important really, with building my family relationships with my wife.
So I can take care of it.
Again?
So I can take care of it, and you need to do tshuva one day before.
Yeah, one day before. Again, but also when you realize that your time is flying, you realize you don't have time for machloket, you don't have time wasting time with arguments or with borges, you don't have time for that. Life is too short. And people will matter, and you have a much more happier life that way. And that was the chesed that Avraham Avinu did for all the generations. Not because he had a look-alike, people were confused with his look-alike. He wanted to do chesed with all of us for our future generations. That was the king Baba Yamin. And we said, Hashem berechet Avraham bakol. What is bakol? So we said bakol means with everything. And in abundance of everything is b'schut, with the merit of bakol mikol kol. Because vayiten ma'aser mikol. And when we do Maaser, so we get also the bracha of Avraham Avinu as well, and also the bracha of Birkat Hamazon, also for Parnasah. So we bless with doing. And then we said that the Aleph Bet of Shidduchim is Tefillah. And even if you think that you got it easy, you got a good family, you're good looking, you've got money, nothing's missing for you. But remember, everything is matching depending on your Tefillah to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when it's genuine the Tefillah, then Hashem can make everything happen quickly. And even water runs quickly and rises up and everyone's running and everything's running just to put the tefillah, the Yalalet Erev. So thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the shiur. Thank you very much for Ahad and his family for hosting. And I hope you enjoyed the pasta and the chicken and Sprite and the beers. And it should be a big merit for you. We do Birkat Hamazon and give bracha for your house.
Amen.
And I wish everybody mazal tov and sharing your smachot as well.
Amen.
Thank you for joining me. I wish you Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you Thursday.
Thank you.
See you Thursday.
See you Thursday.
See you Thursday. And thank you for your chidush, Oad. Khatam Sofer. Waidacha. Very.